Hey guys, welcome back to the Knights of the World number 7. Today we have joining us Trey Olds. How are you doing today, Trey?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. I'm doing well. Okay, so to kind of jump right into things, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Like, where'd you grow up?
Okay. Well, I live in Mississippi now, but I was born and raised in Louisiana. I was born in a small town way south in Louisiana called Buras, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably never heard of it because I say that because a lot of people in Louisiana have never heard of that town. And Hurricane Katrina wiped that town out, really. It's a ghost town
Oh
now.
wow.
And after Katrina, my parents and I moved to Denham Springs, Louisiana, near Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And I was there for 12 or 13 years. And then a flood happened and our house got flooded. So we moved again.
Oh
And this
wow.
time we're in Mississippi. And I live in the country, way out in the country in Mississippi.
That's very cool. And it's really it's just like it really sucks that you had like all those things happen to you. You had to keep moving around.
Absolutely. But you got to keep moving.
Yeah.
That's part of life. You have to keep moving.
So where'd you go to school? Like, are you in college or anything?
No, no college. I'm focused on my radio show and my acting, and I did that when I was in school as well. And I went to George County High School, which is here in Mississippi,
Mm-hmm.
and I did drama and theater and literature courses, and I did a little bit of sports, but not actually playing sports. I helped out a bit. I was the football manager for the football team for 2 years, and then I did help with basketball and baseball
That's cool.
and golf, and yeah. So I experienced a little bit of that as well.
So what were some of the things you did while you were in high school? Like, what were some of the hobbies you had?
Well, even before high school, I started doing voiceovers on the internet and did my radio show, which I created when I was 13. So I started that when I was in junior high, but
Mm-hmm.
it continued to grow when I was in high school. And I made good grades in high school, and that was good. And I was still able to focus on doing radio and acting. And I'm a very creative person. I write, draw, paint. I do a lot of creative stuff like that. I also clay mold and woodworking and
Oh wow.
uh, other stuff like that.
So what's some of your favorite projects you've made?
Well, I'm quite proud of a few acting productions I did. I did a version of with the high school theater department. It was a version of Phantom of the Opera, and that's my favorite musical. And I had a small role in that, and I didn't sing in that, but I had a good acting role in that, and that was a thrill and honor to do. And my radio show, I've interviewed some pretty big actors and voice actors, and I'm very proud of that I interviewed them, and they're among my many guests on my show. Yeah,
So can you tell me a little bit about your radio show?
sure. Well, like I said, I started when I was 13,
Mm-hmm.
and I started for the first 2 years when I did my show. First 2 years, I was a disc jockey. I played music, and every now and then I interviewed a musician, and they promoted their work, their music.
Mm-hmm.
And in about 2015, I wasn't necessarily getting bored with being a DJ, but I wanted to try something new, something different. And interviewing seemed like a good a thing to do. And it would give me experience because I was a young aspiring actor and radio host and voice actor. And what better way to get advice from actors who've been in it for years and years, and they share their experience and advice. And that was
So in a sense,
fun
they
doing
help
the
you.
interviews. Yeah, absolutely.
So what was the real hard part about like starting your radio show?
Well, the hard part is because I have high functioning autism and I have trouble staying focused sometimes, or
Mm-hmm.
I get too into multitasking. I do different things and all at once. And you have to, in the radio industry and acting, you kind of have to just focus on one thing because your mind needs to stay focused on that one thing, or
Mm-hmm.
you won't really do a good performance. Focusing on other things, it's not necessarily good. And so I had trouble with that. And but as I got older, and I learned to cope with it, coping skills, and just keep myself busy, I find is a good thing. I stay busy and I have fun staying busy. I tell myself I'd probably be a nervous wreck if I didn't work.
Mm-hmm. So to kind of go back to the high functioning autism part. So what are some of the things that like you find challenging just every day because of it?
Well, it's improved a lot since I was first diagnosed. I was diagnosed when I was about 12 or 13.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always very shy. I didn't really talk to people and interact with people. And it's ironic now, that's my job, talking to
Yeah.
people. And so I kind of grew out of that, being shy, and just I was always taught to try new things every day, and try something new. And if you don't like it, learn a little bit about it because you'll have that experience. And just find a job or a career that you enjoy. If you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, so forth, if you don't enjoy that, then you won't be successful at it, or it's not worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do something you enjoy.
So what's your favorite part about hosting a radio show? Because I know that's something you really enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I like talking to different people, different people, actors, writers, journalists, reporters, producers, directors. I've interviewed a few sports stars, one baseball player, not a big one, but they're big in their own way. Everyone has their own
Mm-hmm.
uniqueness, and yeah, that's fun talking to different people. And I necessarily don't think it's an interview. It's not me just drilling questions and they shoot back answers at me. It's normally a conversation between two people who uh, enjoy the same things and have the passion for it. And that's what I strive to do. I'm not an interviewer that interrupts people and or just asks question after question, or you have to be careful when you interview some big actors, because there is times where you'll be a big fan, like, I can't believe I'm interviewing this actor, but you can't uh you know fawn all over them, and
Mm-hmm.
because you have to act professional, and it's a very good career to be in. I wouldn't say it's for everybody, because you have to have a certain uh, temperament, a certain passion for it, and you have to have a thick skin, because there are times where if you want to interview somebody, they will say no, or their talent agent will say no. And you have to learn, and this goes into acting as well, not to take a rejection personally. It's not you they're saying no to, it's just the business.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very important. And I see a lot of young actors like myself today. They take rejection personally, and it just doesn't work out with their career. And that could be very hard to get over. And but yeah, like me, I learned early. I started when I was 13, and I tell people it's best to start out young as you can, and then as you get older and are in the business, you learn with that. You know.
Mm-hmm. So what's one word that describes you?
Uh, Humorous. Uh, I'm very funny. I try to make people laugh, and I always enjoy making people laugh. Or when I go on stage in a theater production, that's my goal. Try to entertain them, and hopefully they learn something unique. You know.
Mm-hmm. So what's like one thing that really makes you who you are?
Well, my sense of humor. You have to have a great sense of humor because, as we all know, life will throw curveballs at you.
Mm-hmm.
you know, life is not perfect, and there are good seasons and bad seasons, and I've experienced both of those, and I've been blessed to have more good seasons than bad, but you never know. Bad seasons and bad days are always around the corner, and you have to stay positive and have a good outlook on life. Don't think negative and focus on the negative. And because if you do, that becomes your whole outlook, and it affects you and people around you.
Mm-hmm. So what's some advice you could give people right now, like in the audience?
Well, in general, I would say everyone has a dream, and everyone has that passion and that right to pursue that dream. Let no one stop you. Uh, but I would say don't go in it blindly. I would say know your limitations, know what you're getting into. That's very important. Know what you're going to do in life, and accept help and opportunities any way you can. Don't turn down opportunities. Um, at least open the door for the opportunities. You can always close them, but at least open the door and see what it's about. And just have a sense of humor. That's very important because no one really likes someone serious all the
Mm-hmm.
time. you know, you have to uh, be funny and try to help people, and people will help you. Give back and give to others, and
Mm-hmm.
just give it your all in life. And if you think that way and think positive, you'll succeed in whatever your dream is, whatever your career wants to be, and you'll succeed. And people around you that think positive and help you, that's always important. You can't do what you do in life alone. You can never do anything alone. You have to depend on people, but have your own independence as well.
Mm-hmm. That's really inspiring, Trey. I took that to heart, and I bet a lot of other people in the audience also did. And so I'd like to really thank you for coming out here. I know for me it's a different experience, like interviewing someone that's in the same type of field I am right now, and started about the
Mm-hmm.
same time I did. And I think that's I think it's kind of funny to have that because it's almost like I could be speaking to a future version of myself, someone that has a bigger following, someone that does all that stuff, and has made a whole career out of this. And so, right here, I'm gonna put it on the screen is Trey's podcast. You can find it all over here, and then Right here are our socials. Follow us on our Instagram and our Twitter. And we really appreciate it if you leave a comment on this video. Also, I bet Trey would also appreciate it to have him see how you thought about him and like what are some of your what you thought about this whole entire interview. So, thank you for Trey for coming out, and I hope you have a good day, and I hope you guys watching at home also have a good day. See you guys later.